Good evening, race fans, and we're back with round 3 of the GT Endurance Championships 2024. And tonight it's all about setting your place on the grid for Bathurst 12 hour tomorrow. I'll be joined pretty shortly by Cruentes. If I can get the Discord working properly. Yeah, there he is. Let me unmute it. I'm unmuted. If you unmute yourself, mate, can you hear me? Are you there? Are you there? I cannot hear you. Right, so, what do we know? We know that we have 14 drivers. Black Flag, my very own Black Flag, jumping in as replacements for Ready to Race, who couldn't make this round. 12 hours of Bathurst starts tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. in the UK. Obviously, different times if you're somewhere else, but 9:30 in the a.m. Here in the UK with 6 2-hour stints back to back. Do you want to know who's doing what? So the opening stint will be Jaeger and myself. I will jump out. I'll be doing stint 2. We got let down last minute by a broadcaster. Then we'll have Pony Boy with his dulcet tones will be up for stint 3. Stint 4 will be Jaeger yet again. Then it will be Cruentes. Sorry, no, it'll be Cruentes stint 4. Then Jaeger. Oh, no, it was Jaeger stint 4. Cruentes stint 5, and then I'll be up for the final stint with Jaeger, of course, to see you into the final 2 hours. So this is how qualifying is going to work. They have half hour to set their very, very best time around here. Tyre wear, not huge, sometimes 2. Damage on heavy, so they've got to be careful. Don't hit the walls in the mountain. You won't set a fast time if you do that. I'm doing good, Ray. How are you? And how is everybody else in the chat? How? Once we've got the 30-minute qualifying out of the way, we've got 10 minutes of Super Pole. And that's for the top 7 to set their very, very, very fastest time. Don't know what's going on. Hang on, let me find him. I've got the same problem, Cruentes, actually. Hang on, let's try something else. Going to try something very quickly so we can get Cruentes involved. There's something wrong with the stream chat in the IRO Discord. Let's try it from the Black Flag one. I know that one works. Let me try that. No, having a problem with that. It looks like there's a problem with the Discord chats at the moment. So, that's a bit of a pain in the arse. I wonder if we can go peer-to-peer. I'm going to try something else now. Just trying to fix a problem so we can get... let me see the answers to voice call and then we'll go from there. Yeah, we're having a few Discord. The voice chat for some reason is not working in Discord at all for some reason. It's a reason outage. So unfortunately, we won't have Cruentes joining us on the comms because there is an outage locally with the thingy. Right. So who have we got in chat? Community League Racing. Hello. Nuke is there. How you doing, Nuke? Good to see you, man. Ray from, of course, Race Asylum. We've got Ricky Baldy's in there. We've got Jaeger is in there, of course. How you doing, buddy? If you want to stick around, we'll be doing the CTC broadcasts quite quickly after this has finished. So stick around for some of that action, which I'll be doing on my own now because it looks like Discord's broken. There is a regional outage with it. Hang on. Let me just message on. I can't multitask, as you know. Regional outage. Call Dylan, yeah? Right. That is a bit of a shame. I hope it's fixed by tomorrow. Yeah, do you know what? I really do hope it's fixed by tomorrow. Otherwise, you're not going to get the Herb and Jaeger show at any point throughout. That's a real shame. So, well, yeah, I suppose it is what it is. Is what it is. I don't know whether it's regional just to me, or regional to the UK, or regional to lots of people. We will soon find out. Yeah, it's all right for you. You can go. You can go and have something to eat. Our pizza's just arrived, and I'm not eating any of it. Although I'm sure my daughter might bring me a slice in while she's grabbing herself some. So we're just a couple of minutes away from qualifying. You want some singing tomorrow? We'll see. Some selfish bastard bought you tickets to go to Old Trafford. So you're on the boat very early on in the day. You'll be checking in when you can. Yeah, why would someone buy you tickets to Old Trafford? What a horrible thing to do. Especially if you like football, because that's not the place you want to go if you want to be watching football. There we go. Yeah, we'll make it. We'll make it work, Jaeger. It might be that you have to sing to yourself. It will also mean that a lot of the overlays and stuff won't make sense. Sorry, guys. One sec. I am here. I've just got to sort out a little problem. They've delivered the pizzas, but they've delivered somebody else's fucking pizzas. So give me a sec. I will be with you shortly. We won't miss any of the qualifying, trust me. It's going to take too long to sort it out. I'm going to shout at them after this qualifying is done. I'm pissed. Yeah, it's really annoying when you buy. No, not annoying. You order food, and then they deliver something else. Well, no, I think it's a. I don't think it's going to work for CTC because it wasn't working then. Yeah, it's really annoying when you order food, right, and they send the wrong fucking shit. It's not like copying what's written on a piece of paper and taking that off the shelf and sending it is that fucking difficult. But clearly, these guys have demonstrated that they can't even send it. Literally, I've ordered 2 fucking pizzas, some garlic bread, and some wedges, and that's it for the kids. But because kids are fussy, they won't eat anything with onions on, and they put onions on their pizza, which is just unacceptable. But I will sort them out some more food in a little while. And I'll just bloody eat the pizza with the onion on instead. Anyway, right, we're here. This is the GTEC round number 3 of this Gran Turismo Endurance Championship. This is the main qualifying. It is a 30-minute qualifying session. Everybody sets the fastest possible time that they can. After that 30 minutes, we take away the top 7. We put them in a little room, and then it's super pole. It's a 7-car shootout for the front row in tomorrow's 12-hour race. It's a very, very tricky circuit. It's broken down into two real complex sections. You've got those two long straight, you've got the mountain straight and you've got the Conrod straight, bring you back down towards the paddock, but you've got the really, really tricky curvy bit through the mountain. And we've got 23 corners to contend with. It is 3.8 miles or 6.2 kilometres of tricky street circuit. And it is a street circuit because people live around there. It's actually like a little, I suppose housing complex is the wrong word, but all of these roads do have access to local houses. Obviously, the Australians love this circuit. It is their kind of go-to, the same way that I suppose Brands or Silverstone is for us Brits. Although I'm not really a big fan of, not a huge fan of Brands. I like Silverstone. I'm not a huge fan of Brands. I find it a bit samey after a while. After a couple of corners, it gets a bit boring. But there we go. Anyway, right, we've got the usual suspects out there. Monkey Man Macho, after his permanent transfer to Sector 7. Wishing the best of luck out there. He's there in the AMG Mercedes GT3. We've got Cyro for GSR. We've got Nick for ERA. We've got Jay Batty's in the other race car, I think. Azorendis for that's Overboost, I think. We'll have a look at we'll go on board with them as they're doing their laps and stuff, because qualifying is about to begin. I said that and then it didn't. You can hear Carl. Yeah, they're coming. Turn that off. Like that. There we go. All new overlays for this race weekend. I'm going to test them out, see how they work, and there we go. Right, so keyboard controls working? Yes, they are. At least something works, because let's face it, they've broken most things, haven't they? So there we go. They've changed all of the driver names. We want online IDs. There we go. Online IDs is better. Right, so there is ERA Nick for the ERA race team, of course, our glorious host this evening. He is out and setting the pace early doors. This is the tricky bit of the round trip I was talking about earlier. You've got to make sure every corner is on point. Stay away from those walls. You pick up damage here, which he has done already, and you're starting all over again. So there we go. What have I missed in chat? Kings, how you doing? Who else is in there? Jack, we've seen you already. DTR Cars, how you doing, man? Good to see you, Silent Racer. Good evening, Ricky Baldy. Enjoy your time at Old Trafford. To be fair, Man United fan or not, it's a pretty decent stadium in the scheme of things, and the atmosphere's not awful. But there we have it. Right, so who is now the lead car? That would be Stroke. He's on his outlap heading down this Conrod straight for the first time. Let's stay on board with him. You just want to let off the power just a touch here. Then onto the brakes into this hotel section, which is leads you down to the final corner. You've got the pits there on your left hand side. You're ramping up, ready for your first hot lap into Murray's. Nice and tight on that apex. Use all the road on the exit that you dare before you get on that power. Head down towards Hell Corner, turn number 1. I'll tell you why it's called Hell Corner in a little while. Into turn 1 you go. You exit is again paramount. Use that runoff area on your right hand side, powering up that mountain straight towards the mountain section, which is the bit that's going to test everybody. I don't care how quick you are, how good you are. After a couple of hours driving around here, it's a massive test. On the brakes you go, swapping down to third gear, second gear even. Get that rotation back on the power. I suppose it depends what car you're in, which gear you go into, before you head into the cutting. Little lift before you hit on those brakes, and you're truly up at the peak of the mountain. This is the top of the hill almost. As you come round this section, climbing even further. Then, as you flick towards the left-hand side, the road starts to dip away, and you start to work your way back down the mountainside. Again, a little lift here for this left-hander. Stay away from the wall. Stay away from the gravel. Under the Audi R8 side, on those brakes. You're turning and braking, so complicated. It hits the wall. That's damage. That is a lap busted and done and dusted. So Stroke stays in it. When we stay on, we'll stay on board with him while he's still going for it. Another key corner here, out onto the Conrod. Again, avoiding the walls. Then you power down all the way down to the chase section, the hotel section at the end here. Brutal penalty line right there. Serving it there, you are losing time. This is where people in your slipstream will see a lot of overtakes here tomorrow as you get into the slipstream of the car in front. Little flick to the right hand side on the brakes. Here we go, nice and tight again to the apex. Avoid that grass. That will fling you into oblivion if you get that even slightly wrong. He's going straight into the pits to repair. Let's have a little looky-see at all of the cars, shall we? So there's Jack. So it is for Apex Hunter Racing Team. Jack, so it is currently showing as being on pole. And that's quite a decent pole time to start off with a 2:08. There is, it's going to be a sub 2-minute lap for pole without question. And almost getting there. That's Distinct Simon. I'm assuming he is for... I'm trying to look at the car. It would be easier if I did this and I turned off this stupidness. They've reset absolutely everything, which is a real pain in the arse. Right, there we go. So, there is your current pole sitter. It's really difficult in the mountains to get a good... good view for Syndicate Racing in the pole position. He's got Nick joins him on that front row. That's the ERA Corvette, both on row 1 at the moment. Row 2 is Jack. So it is with Monkey Man Macho for Sector 7 Racing. Loving that little Red Bull livery they've put on the Sector 7 car there. Not so Sector 7ish that time, a bit more tributey. Hasnain in the AMG GT3 for Moosehead Racing Team. Currently sitting on row 3. He's got Mazda for company. Mazda, of course, is racing for 672 this evening. Or is it 671? I think it's 671 because I think Monkey Man matches in 671. I can't remember. They may have changed it around. How you doing, Slippy? Good to see you, man. You pay as well. Hello. Azorian. That's for overboost. You can tell the overboost is a little big RT on the front of that McLaren 650S. And Newton of Black Flag drafted in with less than a week's notice. So currently sitting 8th, which is not too shabby, just outside that super pole. The top 7 is where you want to aim for to get yourself into that super pole and stand a chance of getting on that front row. Newton with a 2019, quickest lap thus far. Now down to 8th. Jakey puts in a 2018. Excuse me, Mad Daz in that Mustang. That Mustang should fare quite well. In for MRL, he's just ahead of Stroke for Vortex Racing Team in that Porsche 911. You can't park that there, mate. And Welsh Greats yet to set a representative lap for MRL. There's your 14 runners and riders and drivers. And we will hopefully see change at the top, and we do. We're expecting a sub 2-minute lap. At least I'm expecting a sub 2-minute lap, certainly from the top end of the field. We'll see how that works out very soon, but we can already see those times starting to creep down. We've got with the new overlay, we've also got our new tyre and fuel meter, which has moved there to the left-hand side from the right. I am contemplating moving back to the right-hand side, though. Let me know what you think. But I think that fits in quite well with all the bits and pieces above it, but we will see what we will see. I'm sure I'll find at some stage that it doesn't work, but we will certainly know. What is Stroke doing? Going very slowly. It looks like he is back on an out lap, so he had a bit of a problem. But for Vortex Racing, he's back on his out lap. But yeah, probably just burning the fuel. That's not a bad shot, actually. He's just burning the fuel down as much as possible. Because you want your car to be nice and light. That's the absolute key. Blue Racer, good evening. So there's your pole sitters. No one yet at sub 159. Distinct Simmons still on that front row, but clinging on. Jack So It Is and Monkey Man Macho on row 2. Has Nain and Mazda on that row 3. Massive penalty for Mazda. We'll see here, actually. We'll show you just how devastating a penalty this is in terms of time. Absolutely ruins your lap when you pick this up. As you'll see as we come out of the mountain, you'll see just how slow the car will be going. If we look behind, so the car behind him at the moment is... That's Welsh Great, okay? He's not too far behind Mazda. You see now, when he serves his 3-second penalty, that how quickly he catches up to the back of him. The track is looking a little bit slippy. It's not. We know it's not going to rain, but it is looking a little bit greasy out there today. Right, so round he goes. Now, we know that ahead of him, we've got a car serving a penalty. Now, at the moment, he can't see him, but as he serves the penalty, which is just about now, you see him just up ahead there, look at how much closer he is. By the time we go over the breast of this hill, or the crest of this hill even, the breast of this hill, look how much closer he is to the back of that car. He was a good 5 or 6 seconds behind him. That 3-second penalty is absolutely cost him loads and loads. Picking up penalties round this mountain is not what you want to be doing tomorrow during the race. It can cost you so much time. Distinct Simon back on pole. Still not, though, busting that sub 2 minute that I'm fully expecting to see. That is a 0.039 difference. Him and Nick trading places at the moment. Jack So It Is hasn't been able to improve on his lap 2 hot lap. Certainly would hope with lighter fuel that will come soon for Apex Hunter Racing. Monkey Man Macho, his fastest lap was his 2nd hot lap with a 2:09. He's there or thereabouts. We know these guys, these top 4. Jakey there as well in 5th, and has Nate. They're all very quick, and Master as well. I imagine it will be towards the end. I know these guys are good, Evo, but they're not you. I'm joking, of course. They're all very good, but yeah, it will be low fuel, possibly with a bit of slipstream, and then we'll see a 159 on the board. It's definitely doable, I think, definitely doable, but we will see. So turn 1, it's called Hell Corner. If you don't know why, I'm going to tell you now. If you do, you're going to find out again anyway. But Hell Corner is named as such, and I'm sure any Aussies about will confirm this, because there used to be a really big tree on turn 1. Eventually was cut down and it was a tree trunk, but it still caused loads and loads of deaths throughout the years. So they named the corner Hell Corner. They have now removed the tree stump, of course. It doesn't kill anybody anymore, but the name Hell Corner has stuck, and that's what it will remain. This is a street circuit. These are residential streets when they're not racing on them, and there is an underground network of paths, so that when there is these big events in the 12-hour and of course the famous Bathurst 24-hour are running, the residents can get in and out of the area. When there's no racing here, very, very strictly policed by security, very, very strictly enforced. I think it's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit throughout the entire circuit, which must be incredibly frustrating for anybody that enjoys motorsport and loves this track, to be driving around this circuit at 20 miles an hour, 20 kilometers an hour. Monkey Man Macho briefly on the front row, but it didn't happen. But let's have a look at that. Still not got the sub 2 minute, but we are close, ever close. Nick with a 2:02.94, 3/10 quicker than Jack So It Is, who massively improved his time by a couple of tenths. only to see Nick improve his by even more. Monkey Man Macho has got his time down. He's in those 2 minute 0.6 as well. Only 1/1000 of a second separate him from Distinct Simin, who's coming out. He's got a penalty to serve, so this outlap is going to be a slow one, although it shouldn't affect him too much for his hot lap, considering where he serves it. Jakey there in 5th, holding on. We've got Azarian there in 6th. Kaza for the Other Race Asylum team, currently running in 7th. That's the cut-off point for your Super Pole. We are 13 minutes in to this 30-minute qualifying session, when we will break away with the top 7 and take them to Super Bowl. Rubbish name for a superhero, isn't it? Excuse me. 25/100th of a second is what Hasnan needs to find to get himself into that top 7. Why are you going to be crying, Bro Hawk? Why are you crying for the entirety of your stint? Because you've got to drive a long way to go and get a doggy. Oh, by the way, when you go and get that dog, immediately when you get back, take photographs and stick them on Discord. Everyone loves doggy pictures. Stroke there, rounding out the top 10 at the moment for Vortex. He was flicking around the back while he was banging off the walls and going in and out of the pits, but starting to find a bit of rhythm now. As Jack, so it is, puts himself on that front row. Oh, sorry, he'd already put himself on the front row, but I suppose it's new tyres he's putting on, isn't it? What do we got? So Rose is there outside that top 10 at the moment, in the 911, the Rexy 911. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do it. It's not fair on them. It's not fair on them, Ray. To be fair, Ray, you're probably still quicker than me. You know what they say? They say those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach shout at people who can do on YouTube. And Super Bowl is what Supergirl danced around while Superman took pictures. Yeah, and the Dark Knight was, oh, Batman, just stuffing dollar bills into her pants. Oh, Batman. Newson is currently running 12th in that Lexus. Decent car, that Lexus. Don't know how much it's been changed by the latest update, but it was an awesome car before Thursday. We won't go into how stupid PD are with this last update and the things they've broken on the way to giving, or basically in the name of giving us a pretend Skoda. So nobody asked for a pretend Skoda, but we got one, and we got some broken lobbies. In my case, those who can't organise and corral the ones who can. Yeah, in my case, it's those who can race, those who can't call those who can race fat bitches on YouTube. Welsh Great currently running 13th, half second clear of Mad Daz in the Mustang. But it is interesting that, look, Corvette, AMG, and that's another Corvette. So the Corvette's looking pretty darn quick at the moment, and we know how quick they are in a straight line, these Corvettes anyway. We know that they are very, very solid straight line cars. Are American cars, what American muscle cars do. There's the cutoff. Jakey currently in the top 7. Stroke just outside. Mazda just outside. We're halfway through this 30-minute qualifying session. Still not got sub 2-minute lap. Nick with some fresh rubber, burning that fuel off as much as possible. They're going to want to get as many laps in as they can to get that fuel burn, rev it out. There's no fuel saving going on here. There's no short shifting. They are revving the nuts out of these cars to get the maximum speed in this qualifying session, but they also want to burn off as much fuel as possible in these early stages to make the car nice and light and give themselves a chance at a better time as the qualifying goes on. Interesting, Monkey Man Macho just didn't send both into the pits to change tyres with exactly the same amount of fuel on board. 77. Go around, do another lap, come back in, see if it's 69, please. Thank you very much. Let it not be said that I'm not a grown-up. Jack, so it is still holding on pole position. So it's the 2 Corvettes at the moment locking out that front row. The Apex Hunter and ERA drivers. Monkey Man Macho for Sector 7. Can Slipper, you could probably confirm this because you're being in the lobby and all that. Can you confirm if Monkey Man is now racing for team number 1? Just so I don't get confused. I'm assuming he is, being that he's super duper quick. But if you could confirm that, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. Distinct Simin is currently running there in 4th. There's definitely a sub 2 minute incoming. Absolutely, without question, a sub 2 minute incoming. I'm trying to look and see if anyone's got any decent slipstream that's going to help them along the way. In terms of, we can bring up the tyre and fuel one because it didn't really matter. We're not fucking with anyone's strategy. Everyone's on racing softs. There's no real fuel strategy for anyone to worry about here. But at the moment, Distinct Simin will be looking at that 4 1,000th a second and thinking, I must be able to find them somewhere, surely, to get himself back ahead of Monkey Man Macho. Of course, this isn't about the sub, well, you can get the sub 2 minute lap if you want to get it, but this isn't about your position if you're in that top 7. All you want to do is make sure you're still in that top 7 in 10 minutes time when you get to go through to Super Pole. Well, I should have like a little explosion thing for it, shouldn't I? Make it all like extravaganza-ish. While we're setting up Super Pole, I'm going to show you what we've got lined up for tomorrow. Oh, it's still Team 2 for Monkey. Thank you, Nuke. I wasn't sure whether you'd switch teams around or anything like that. So doing really well then for Team 2. Team 2 up in 3rd with Mazda for Team 1, or Sector 7 Team 1, down in 8th at the moment. That's not 8th, that is. There he is. They're also in that AMG, but I love the colours of that one. I think I prefer that one slightly over the other. Certainly, I don't recognise him from previous races, James, so I'm assuming that he is relatively new to the roster. That would it would suggest it. Yeah, I should have. To be fair, I did have a lot of what macho man. I wanna be your macho man. That's his song. And wasn't that Village People that sung that? I did actually once. I used to play the actual song whenever he raced with Black Flag in events, but I got a copyright strike from them. They basically, because I kept using it. The first couple of times they were like, joke's a joke. They said I was taking a piss. Good evening, James. But yeah, so I played it too much and they wouldn't let me play it anymore. So basically, if I do it again, I get told off and I get copyright strike. So I'm not. I can sing it because it doesn't sound anything like when they do it, but I'm not allowed to play it, despite the fact it is actually his little singy-songy song. Talking to sing song, we've got Jaeger back tomorrow, and absolutely he'll be giving you a song. It's in his contract. It's been written in big letters in his contract that he must broadcast at least one lobby, and during that broadcast he must sing for the crowd. And I hope he's got a good one lined up, maybe something off the new Taylor Swift album for you. Right, so Nick's still on pole, hasn't improved yet on that 2 minute point 294. Distinct Simin though has improved on his time, and he puts himself back on that front row. Monkey Man Macho still in 3rd, Jack so it is now in 4th, Jakey in 5th, Azarian in 6th, and rounding out the top 7 is Hasnain. Mazda just outside, he's in 8th position. We've got Stroke in 9th, Kaza in 10th, Newton is just outside that top 10 in 11th position. Bite the Roses in 12th, Welsh Great in 13th, and Mad Daz, he's mental, is in 14th place. Congratulations in order to James on the birth of your new baby girl. Is it your first? Or is it one of many? So there is your pole sitter. Still not improved. Is he up though? We'll have a look now. He's got a bit of slipstream possibly coming up for him shortly. Certainly the car's up ahead. That Mustang's getting a loads. A double congratulations, James, and I hope you get some sleep, my friend. I'm at the other end of the child scale, in that I have children that are old enough now to give me grandbabies, but if they do, I'm going to punch them in the cock, because I'm not. I don't feel adult enough to have children, let alone grandchildren. No, congratulations, man. They grow up far too quickly, so savour every moment. And she's a girl, so be very afraid, because she will soon be a teenage girl, and that's when it all goes horribly, horribly wrong. How you doing, the truth? You can't handle the truth. Hey there, man. Good to see you. Right. Where are we in terms of this top 7? There is Hasnain holding on for dear life. We've got about 6 minutes left of this 30-minute qualifying session. If you're just joining us, where the bloody hell have you been, for starters? This is the GT Endurance Championship 2024, round number 3 from Bathurst for 12 hours of racing tomorrow. This is the qualifying session, or the standard qualifying session. We take the top 7, of which Hasnain currently holding on for the Moosehead Racing team. Holding on to 7th, because those top 7 will go again, kind of like a sprint, but just for the top end. They will go again, and they will fight for pole position. Mazda just needs to find himself a 1/10 of a second, just over a 1/10. He can get himself in there. Stroke 2/10, 3/10 for Kazza, he's in there. By the Roses 3/10, he's in there. Newton, if he can find 5/10, half a second, he's in there. Absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely right. Hit that like button, spam it, spam it, spam it, all the time. Share it. Go and if you haven't got friends on your phone you can share it with, go and knock on their door and hand them a piece of paper with the URL written on it. Share and like it, and tell everybody just how cool this shit is. Right, Nick still not found that 159. Monkey Man Macho, has he? He's not, but he has found provisional pole. Of course, it counts for nothing at this stage. It's where you are after the super pole that matters. Distinct Simon, he is now on provisional pole with a 2:0.052. We are within 1/10 of the sub 2 minute lap here, the 1:59. Holy grail of the 1:59. Distinct Simmons got that Rexy 911 tucked right in behind him. Going to get a bit of slipstream and help him along as well, his old Rexy. Going to get a little bit of assistance down that Conrod straight. Who's in Rexy? It's by the Roses, isn't it? There he is. So he will get a little bit of help down Conrod if he can stay with him. At the moment, we can see that those Corvettes are just absolutely smashing it. And of course, that AMG GT3 in the hands of Monkey Man Macho is not so shabby. Hey, dude, TJ, thanks for joining. Go, Ricky. Do you know what? I love that expression. Excuse me, Ray. Go and wash that mouth out with soap. We will have none of that language here. Of course we will. Good on you. Congratulations on joining the Foul Mouth Club. Simmons sucking Rexy off. I didn't think about it like that, Mal, but that's all I can think about with a car giving another car some slipstream, is that they're sucking them off, sucking them up the road. You can just see just how powerful it is there. Just to give you an example, that is how powerful. You can see the. We'll do a little replay here, because you can see that, you know, he almost 10 cars slower in terms of grid position. But look at how much the slipstream makes a difference down that Conrod straight. And that's where we're going to see a lot of overtakes tomorrow. It's given him a massive gap for Bartlett Rose, and that's going to be a really, really good time for him, or maybe not. No, it's not a good time for him. It's a 2:08, despite the fact he got that overtake. Right, so 3 minutes left. So if you are out on circuit now, you're going to get one more lap. If you're in the pits, you are done. It's finished. There is no more time, I don't think. Let's have a look. You might just have made it. I'll be surprised though, but we are essentially 4 minutes away from finding out who is in that super pole. Who's currently in it? I hear you cry, or not. I'll tell you, it's Distinct Simming. Monkey Man Macho, they're currently on the front row, or provisional front row. Nick and Jack, so it is, provisional row 2, coming out again for an out lap. I suppose it's a practice lap now, isn't it? Mazda and Jakey, provisional row 3. Azorian knocks Hasnain out of that top 7. It's half of a tenth Hasnain needs to find to get himself back into that 7. Let's have a look at Kazza. You think Kazza's on a flyer? We'll soon see. Through the penalty line, he's got a bit of slipstream from Rexy up ahead. Gonna go streaming past. Is this a good solid time for Kazza? Is it enough to put Kazza into that top 7 for a super pole? Gonna have a look. We've just had an attaboy from the Truth to Mazda. That would lead me to assume that Mazda has just put in a blistering lap time. We'll have a look in a sec. How's Kazza looking? It's looking pretty darn good. Is it quick enough for top 7? The answer to that question is a resounding absolutely not. And attaboy indeed. Mazda pulls one out the bag and up into that top 5. That's 2. Sector 7 into the top 5 now. And what's going on? Why is the lobby disappeared? The lobby has disappeared. What's going on? Talk amongst yourselves, folks. I've got no feed coming in. Am I still in the lobby? Because I've got no feed coming in at all. What the hell, man? Well, it's not my internet, clearly. I don't know. Clearly my internet hasn't dropped out because I'm still live. PlayStation's still on. What's going on? I've just got no signal coming through. Bear with me, guys, while I try and sort this problem out. I'm coming. Give me a sec. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to reset and see what happens. Don't know what's going on. I've got everything's plugged in, and I don't know at all. But it threw me out of the lobby, so I've just done a full reset. I'm coming back. I'm coming. Just in time for Super Bowl. I do apologise, folks. Let's put it down to the fact that look, we all know if there was an update, something's going to go wrong somewhere for somebody in a lobby, because that's just what happens when we have updates. I'm trying to log back in now. There we go. It's switched on. What's going on? Yeah, all my lights are on. The lights are on, but nobody's home. I haven't fallen. I'm still here. They kicked my peg leg out from underneath me. It's not a leg. Press the PS button. Okay, I'll do that. Right, I'm coming back. That's not good, is it? Couldn't even show off my little new thingies. I'm hoping, of course, that I don't have to reset all of the video feeds and stuff. Yeah, it's the third leg. They don't call me UrbanPyrate the tripod for nothing. Actually, they don't call me UrbanPyrate the tripod at all. But I'd like to think they would call me UrbanPyrate the tripod. I'm coming back. Right, there we go. World map. Did we hear what, Stephen? Did we hear what? It's a mutiny! The Dacia Sandero is coming back out, or in real life or on this game, because there's nothing I remember the other day. I just a couple of minutes ago when I got booted out of the lobby for absolutely no reason, thinking that the one thing I really want PD to do is give us a Dacia Sandero or a pretend Skoda. I do not want them working on stable lobbies or fresh tracks. Absolutely not. Right, I'm coming back in, folks. I'm coming back in. Pirate and minimalist. Matchstick man. Right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm not going to go to track like that. Would just be ridiculous. I'm back, folks. I made it. I have to redo all of this palaver. There we go. Right. So, who's left in for Super Pole? Oh, do you know what? I missed it. I've just read up and just caught up with the Top Gear stuff. Piss off. Right. Hopefully we're stable enough to stay. Let's get rid of that for the time being. We don't need that yet. So it's time for Super Pole. Looking forward to this. It will be, come on tripod, on with the show. It will be the top 7 from that qualifying session that will battle it out, fight it out for a place on the front row for tomorrow's 12 hours of Bathurst. The last horse crosses the line. That is very true. I think you should mix it up and go reverse grid. Flick it. 5 minutes until that qualifying starts. So yeah, just got a few more to leave the room, and then we'll be getting cracking. Yeah, I will. I'll get something for next month. I'll get some sort of graphic and sound effect for Super Pole. Excuse me. To be fair, I've been quite busy today knocking out all the graphics for tomorrow. I was a bit late this month getting it all done and dusted. I probably could have done it a little bit earlier, but I had to wait for some people to confirm and stuff, and I was waiting for some time as well. I've been busy the last couple of weeks. But the artwork is all done. So there's your top 7. What teams do we have out there for the top 7? Let's have a little look who we've got. We've got Belfast Bat for AHR, or Jack So It Is, as he's commonly known. Let me change this. I don't know why. All the things they could do, right? And they give us stupid cars, but they can't just leave the lobby settings as I put them every time I go in. Right, so your top 7 are going to be Jack So It Is for AHR, Apex Hunter Racing Team. For Esports Race Asylum, it will be a Nick 88 Azorian for the Overboost Racing Team. Mazda 4 Sector 7. Hasnain for, that's a Loose Moose Hoose Racing. Monkey Man Macho also for Sector 7. And Distinct Simin, he's the other Race Asylum driver. Just sneaking in there. Super Pole, something like that. If anyone knows Morgan Freeman, how cool would it be to get someone like if someone could do an impression of Morgan Freeman? Nice calming. Or I'll tell you who we need, Brian Blessed. I'm going to see if I find a sample of Brian Blessed saying Super Bowl. If you don't know who Brian Blessed is, Google him. Because I can't do an impression of him, but he's got a massive booming voice, like a sonic boom every time he opens his mouth. That would be awesome. Yeah, so I don't know why I'm in there, because I'm going to have to come back out and go back in again in a minute anyway. Let me show you this while we're waiting. This is going to be your transition screen for tomorrow. Obviously there's nothing in the other one. I've made a little thingy for Ponyboy because everyone else that's broadcasting has got one, so I made one for Ponyboy today. I don't know who's aware I've done it, but it's going on there anyway. So there you'll see, you'll have the live scene on one side and the upcoming scene on the other, and it'll be the same for all broadcasters, other than unfortunately Ponyboy, who's going direct through the PlayStation. But that'll be the new screen for tomorrow for your transitions. Assuming, of course, we can do dual comms, because there is an issue with Discord. There is a regional issue with Discord. I don't know how regional that is. It could be just in the UK, or it could be further afield. I will investigate that over the next few hours before tomorrow, to find out whether it is a terminal problem that's going to affect us tomorrow, or whether we can come up with another solution. It may be that we need to come up with another solution for dual comms, which if we need to do, we do. It's kind of what we do. Right, so Nick is first out. We're not going to see, I don't think, unless there was a 159 creeping in at the end of that previous broadcast that PD kicked me out of the lobby, then I don't think we're going to see one. We've only got 10-minute qualifying session here. It's only enough time really for 3 really good laps, because if you're going to push really hard, you can, look, there's enough time to do 4 possibly, but you're going to want your tyres to be as fresh as they are, so really you're going to be doing 2, maybe 3 super hot laps. So it is Nick, Jack, so it is Azorian, Mazda, Distinct Simin, Monkey Man Macho, and has Nain all in for this Super Pole session. Loose Moose Racing 2, Sector 7, Race Asylum, Esports Race Asylum, AHR, and of course the Overboost Racing Team are your top 7 for tomorrow. It's time to go LeBron, full LeBron. Now you're gonna have that little kind of battle of the teams. I apologise for that bell end. Battle of the teams. You've got Mazda and Monkey Man Macho. Who's going to come out on top out of those 2? You've got Nick and Distinct Simin, both Race Asylum drivers. Are they going to have a little battle between them? So Distinct Simin back into the pits because he's picked up some damage. And with only 10 minutes of qualifying, you've got to be careful. Now, here's the thing. Do you go just balls out, hell for leather, go for that pole from the outset? Or do you take it a bit easier, get yourself a time on the board? You know, whatever happens now, you're in that top 7. Get yourself a time on the board. Get yourself that banker lap in. Something that puts you, if it puts you 6th or 7th, or guarantees you 6th, 5th, 6th, or 7th, or whatever, at least you know you've got that banker lap in. Then you can start pushing to get the pole position. Even if you don't set a time, though, you will finish 7th. So do you take the risk and just go flat, balls out every lap, risking a crash, risking a spin, to go for that purple lap that just blows the opposition away. Two different ways of approaching this. Me personally, I think you go for that banker lap, get something that gets you around that top 3, top 4, first couple of rows, and then you can kind of push a little bit further, see if you can just edge an extra place or two. Now bear in mind, it is a 12-hour race tomorrow. There is plenty of racing to be done and plenty that can happen over that 12 hours. It's not going to be won in that first stint. But as Jaeger said, he goes balls out. He just goes flat out, says sod it. It's 7th or pole. That's his approach, not a bad approach. And I tell you what, I don't know which one of my dogs has just farted, but it freaking stinks and it's disgusting. And I really wish I could share it with you all. There we have it. Right, so first hot lap now for Nick, and that's a 2:01.1. That's a banker lap he's just put in there. He is obviously they're going to be laden with fuel, so it's not going to be the blistering times we saw towards the end of the first qualifying session. But we will start seeing the time. I still think we're going to be in those 2 minutes without question. It's how low can they go? Now I know we had a 2 minute .02 or .2 was the best I saw before PD decided I no longer belonged in this lobby. But that's a great lap from Monkey Man Macho. First blood to Sector 7, and Monkey Macho Man on pole position. And that's by 0.6 of a second as well. So some time to find. Hasnain takes a little bit out of that for Moosehead Racing. And that's a 2:01.0. That's the front row for Monkey Man and Hasnain. Nick on row 2. He's got Azarian for Overboost for Company. Simin and Mazda are on row 3. Mazda there joining him for Sector 7. And it's Jack, so it is, to be sure. In the Apex Hunter Corvette, but we know the Corvettes. We've already seen just how strong they are. The banner's gone. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I turned it off, didn't I? And I forgot to put it back on. Why is my phone going mental? Right. We foiled him. You think the pole will be a 58? I'll tell you what, DTR. If the pole is a 158, I will take off my shirt and broadcast half the screen with my nipples showing for one stint tomorrow. I am that confident that it's not going to be a 158. That's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that out there. It will just, in fact, it won't be both nipples. There's a lot of me to go around. I'm going to set my webcam up onto one nipple and put it up in that top right-hand corner on the webcam for an entire stint, and squeeze it periodically throughout the race. I'm that confident it's not going to be a 158. So Nick, Monkey, if you put in a 158 now, I'm going to come to your house because I know you live, well, Monkey in particular, because you live in London, not far from me. I'm going to search London and find you and kick you in the bollocks if you make me have to put my nipple on a webcam. Right. You're going to light a fire under Nick. No, seriously, there are some things that belong on the internet, and there are some things that have no business being on the internet, and that's one of those things. 59's fine. A 59 is absolutely fine. 58 though, not gonna happen. Oh Jesus! The thought of it's making me be sick in my own mouth because I'd have to look at it while I'm broadcasting. That's the thing. One of the benefits of having a massive beard is you can't see kind of much down there. Right, Nick back on pole. Only 2/10 off of his pole time for the previous run. Monkey Man Macho still on that front row. I know it says Macho Monkey, that's not his name, he's just changed it. Azorian for Overboost Racing Team, he's on row 2, and he's got Distinct Simming for Company. Jack, so it is, for Apex Hunters up to 5th. Hasnain for Moosehead Racing is 6th, and Mazda is still in 7th. He's going balls out though. You can see by the times he's putting in that his plan is just to absolutely melt it every single lap, and it is 7th or bust for Mazda. There's only a couple of minutes left, so really only one lap apiece to set a new time. So, you know, obviously the lap they're on counts as well, but one lap apiece after this to set that time. And Nick is on his final lap. Didn't have a great lap that time out, but he's absolutely hell for leather now and going to try and beat that time, or at least just ensure. Who needs their nipples shaved? What the hell? Would it help if you shave them? What have I done? What have I? I've created a monster. But that wouldn't be. It wouldn't be disgusting enough if I shaved them, and it would look weird. It'd look like a small boy had done it. That looks like a mistake there from Nick. So I think that might be bust for him. He's currently sitting 3rd as Distinct Simon has put himself on pole with a 2:03. Monkey Man Macho still on that 2nd row. 2:03 as well. Just 19/100ths of a second separating them two. Is very, very close at the top. In fact, the entire field, let's take the top 5. I do apologise for that. I didn't turn my Do Not Disturb back on. The top 5 separated by less than 4/10 of a second. Top 6 separated by less than 4/10 of a second. Mazda couldn't find it. He was pushing, couldn't find that time, and resolved himself to 7th, which is, to be fair, a good place to be tomorrow. I'm with you on that, Ricky. I am exactly the same. There's hair everywhere except on my head where it really should be. Yeah, I've even got a massive beard. Right, so Distinct Simin, there he is on pole, and he is purple. Looking very, very good for pole position here at Bathurst or Mount Panorama, whatever you want. I like to call it Bathurst. Some people prefer Mount Panorama. I'm sure the Aussies will correct us and tell us exactly what it should be called. Is this an improvement? Is this a sub 2-minute lap? Is he going to keep pole for tomorrow? It's not sub 2 minute and it's not better. Monkey Man Macho, he's done. He's on road 2. Nick's done. He's on road 2. Monkey Man Macho is 2nd. Azarian, he's done. He's on road 2. Hasnane and Jack So It Is. Jack So It is on his final hot lap. 7/1000ths of a second is what separates him and a place in that top 5. Can he do it? Can he nick another place, or maybe even 2, get himself onto the 2nd row? Coming up to the line now, and it is 5th for Jack So It Is. So it be done. So Jack So It Is, and gets himself into that top 5 with a really solid lap there at the end. So there's your top 7, folks, for your Super Pole. Monkey Man needs to leave the pits, so we're going to be counting out for ages. It is Simin on pole by just 19/100ths of a second. Monkey Man Macho with almost a 10th up from Nick, who is half a 10th up from Azarian. 10th and a half to Jack So It Is, who nicked 5th there right on that final lap. And then just half a 100th. Nothing, did it? 400ths for Hasnain in 6th, and then Mazda there in 7th. The entire field separated by just 1.1 seconds in that top 7, but the top 6 separated by only just under 4/10 of a second. That is that. It's nothing separating them, which says to me that the race tomorrow is going to be something very special. But your man of the moment, the point winner for pole in the Corvette, and it's worth noting that it is Corvette, AMG, Corvette, and McLaren. That's a good performance from that McLaren. McLaren certainly performing better than it was at Daytona. And there's another Corvette there. So there is 3 Corvettes in that top 5. So certainly going to have to watch out for those. I think we will see 59s tomorrow. I think particularly in the final stint with low fuel running towards the end of the race, I think there is a distinct possibility we're going to see some 59s. Right, we're done. We will be back tomorrow from 9:30 a.m. right here on Black Flag Racing TV. We will put all the links up for all of the stints. However, I've spent considerable time today programming the stint, so it should be that when one stint has finished, it will automatically give you the link to go to stint 2. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, we'll post them up anyway. But if it does work, I'm a freaking genius, and you may hold me aloft and call me a lord. Anyway, I will leave you here. I'll be back in about half an hour with some community team cup racing from I think it's MRL and Amigos this evening. But we'll be back tomorrow from 9:30 with myself and Jaeger breakfast show. Thanks for joining me all, and good luck tomorrow to everybody. It's been emotional.